India today has exclusively scooped out the latest satellite imagery of Ladakh that nails the pullback by the Chinese troops. The high-end resolution images, which will shortly be on your screens right now, there you go, show contrasting ground situation on 30th of January and 16th of February. They are clearly showing China's pullback from Pangong with jaw-dropping clarity, and it's for you to see as it's across your screens. The images confirm that the previous PLA deployment and infrastructure that had been established along Finger 5 and 6 has been removed completely. Crucially, PLA troops have also removed several bases that were set up at Finger 7 and Finger 8. And these exclusive high-end resolution images now confirm the climb down by the Dragon after 10 months of eyeball to eyeball on the line of actual control in Ladakh. There you go. Those visuals on your screens right now. That is a huge story coming in. It is an India Today exclusive. Gaurav Sawant joins us from Ladakh. Shiv Aroor also joins us from the newsroom. Ankit Kumar joins us from the newsroom as well, where our entire team is going to be explaining to you, breaking this down for you in terms of the images and the story that this image is going ahead and telling. We have exclusively scooped out the latest satellite imagery of Ladakh that is nailing the pullback coming in from the Chinese troops. Up until now, we were talking about a Chinese pullback, but this is visual proof on your screens that is exclusively accessed by us on India Today. These are high-resolution images on your screens. They're showing you the contrasting ground situation on 30th of January and 16th of February, showing China's pullback from Pangong with absolutely jaw-dropping clarity. The images confirming that previous PLA deployment and infrastructure had been established along Finger 5 and 6 has completely been removed. And crucially, PLA troops have also removed several different bases that were set up at Finger 7 and Finger 8. And the exclusive high-resolution images on your screens also now confirming the climb down by the Dragon after 10 whole months of eyeball-to-eyeball battle on the line of actual control in Ladakh. It's a confrontation, eyeball-to-eyeball confrontation on the LAC, and these images are now confirming the climb down by the Dragon. Clear indication coming in of a pullback as well. Shiv Aroor joins us from the newsroom, our executive editor, explaining these visuals much better. Shiv, you know the subject the best. We've scooped out the latest satellite imagery as well. I'm throwing straight across to you to explain to us the visuals that we've ended up accessing.
Chaiti, that's right. India Today's Ankit Kumar, who's with me right now as we break these images. First and exclusive, as always, on India Today, has images that, tell the story in more jaw-dropping clarity than I have ever seen before. Ankit, these are high-resolution satellite images. Yesterday, the Indian Army had put out the first videos, the ground-level images, but these really tell an overarching picture, don't they, Ankit? From Finger 5 to Finger 4, this is a set of pictures you're showing our viewers now, Ankit, of the latest scenario. The first images are from 30th January, few days ago, where you can see all the, the tentage, the vehicles and the positions of the Chinese. And here, look at it, it's completely clean. That means the Chinese have completely pulled back, Ankit.
Well, Shiv, this is the first set of high-resolution images giving us a complete bird's-eye view, a complete clarity of what has been going on the northern bank of the Pangong Tso region. Now, yesterday, Indian Army put out certain visuals and pictures. They confirmed what was going on, but they gave us a sense of a closer view of things that was going on at the northern and the southern bank. These images precisely capture Finger 4, Finger 5, Finger 6, Finger 7, up to Finger 8 of the northern bank, and they are showing what infrastructure precisely has been removed after the agreement was reached between Indian and the Chinese side. Remember, this is not the first time that an agreement has been reached. If I can calculate correctly, I think this is the third time One was before Galwan, then second we reported that there was a minor pullback from finger 4. Now this we can say is a decisive, conclusive pullback. And you know, one picture that we are going to put up in some time is, which will be the most defining picture of this entire disengagement process. The picture that has been taken from on finger 5. You know, earlier in June, on June 28, India Today first reported that the Chinese PLA had not only put up tentage and camps on finger 5, what they had done was they had engraved a Chinese map
as well,
and a Mandarin text.
We're going to have that picture up on our screens in just a
So that will be, in my sense, is going to be the most defining picture which will define. Now, Shiv, you have reported extensively on these issues. You must tell our viewers how must it like be to sort of bargain those things. You know, PLA could have gotten away with removing some of the tentages, some of the infrastructure, but it must have taken a lot of efforts on part of the people involved in the negotiating process to make the Chinese remove those maps, those Mandarin text.
Everything that you see there.
Yes.
It's incredible. Absolutely, Ankit. You know, you've hit the nail on the head when you say that there have been 3 so-called pullbacks before, but these satellite images that Ankit has here's set 2 that's just come in right in time from finger 6. Take a look at this. What Ankit was telling you is that in the earlier pullbacks there has been some cursory pullbacks, a small thinning of troops, but what Ankit has established with these high-resolution satellite images is that this time the pullback is real. What India has achieved on the ground in Ladakh is actually happening. Take a look at what the Chinese positions at finger 6 looked like on the 30th of January. Look at that. You've got a lot of positions, a lot of tentage, vehicles, quite a bit of infrastructure, establishing quite clearly how entrenched the Chinese were at finger 6. Now cut to 16th February 2021. Please take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. This is the very same area, completely wiped clean. Every tent, every vehicle, every piece of infrastructure there has been dismantled and removed. That shows you the seriousness that has been nailed down as far as the Chinese are concerned. Here's another picture. This is picture number 3, Ankit, finger 6. Incredible. I mean, this is stuff that we've never seen before, Ankit. I remember you and I talking during the last pullback. It looked like there was a very bare thinning of troops. They hadn't really moved. Just look at this. I mean, does anything speak louder than this one image, ladies and gentlemen? This is finger 6 on the north bank of the Pangong Lake. Look at the number of vehicles, the number of, combat vehicles, fuel bowsers, tents, etc. All of these are trucks, all parked over here on the banks of the frozen, this is the frozen Pangong Lake here. This is finger 6. And now look at what it's like here. Completely wiped clean. Ankit, just explain these pictures for us, which means that in the last 2 weeks, all of this stuff has been completely taken back.
Well, Shiv, what we want to show to our viewers is that since last May 2020, what we have been getting through satellite images are these camouflaged infrastructure. We could only guess what lied beneath those layers of tarpaulin. What our experts have told us is that these could be military vehicles, these could be storage rooms, these could be anything from artillery gun to anything. We could not identify those. And then, of course, there are these military vehicles. Now, these pictures taken yesterday, these are only less than 24 hours old images. These pictures confirm that all of this infrastructure has now completely moved. Now, this is one set of images from finger 6. If we can show the images from finger 7 or finger 8, we can confirm is that it's not the case that these infrastructure has been just transferred a couple of kilometers back. They have
Finger 8,
beyond finger 8. Beyond finger 8.
There are two more sets of images that are about to come. Let's just cycle through all the 3 images to give our viewers that, you know, that sense of what really has changed at this point of time. We've got 5 different sets of images of before and after, from 30th January to 16th February. Let's just show you what the other pictures look like. Take a look at this. This is, Ankit, explain this to us. This is from June till now. This is the map.
So this is what we are calling the defining image, the image that is going to define the entire disengagement process. This is finger 5. What happened, what India Today reported on June 28 last year is that China had put up this is a life-size map of China.
Yes.
And this is a Mandarin text which literally translates into Middle Kingdom.
Yes.
Now, this is the phrase which was used by ancient Chinese dynasties to sort of mark their territory.
Yeah.
And when the PLA came to Finger 5 in June last year, they made it a point, they engraved symbols saying that, okay, now this is our territory. Now,
Let's go back to that. Ankit was explaining the map one. Let's go back to the map image. Yeah. Yeah, just hold on a second. Let's go back to that. Yes, Ankit. This is an important one.
now, this is from June 2020. PLA had come, PLA had engraved its marking and claimed its territory that, okay, Finger 5 of northern bank of Pangong belongs to China.
Yeah.
Now, this was taken yesterday.
Yeah.
This
portion here.
This
Yeah.
portion. Now you can see that this is a frozen Pangong, semi-frozen Pangong Lake.
Yeah.
You can conclusively see that not only the camps and everything else has gone.
Yeah, it's just this
Yes,
portion
the
that's been
agreement
zoomed in.
has made sure that this vile marking by the PLA, the map, the Mandarin text, that has been removed.
It's been scrubbed
now,
clean, yeah.
you only have to imagine how much must have gone through during those military level talks or diplomatic talks to make sure that China does it. You know, China is trying to project itself into a global superpower.
Absolutely.
You can understand how much effort and how much pushing must have taken to PLA and the Chinese government to agree to remove the Chinese markings.
You know, Ankit, there's a very, very important subtext to what's happening here. Let's cycle through those images. I'm going to ask our producer to run all of the images one by one as we talk over them. There is something extremely significant that is happening in these images over and above just the Chinese removing all their infrastructure and moving back. And we're giving you this proof through these satellite images that Ankit has accessed. And that is, you're actually looking at something historic taking place. That's what this establishes. If you're asking me why, the reason is China is a country, Ankit, you will agree with me because you've been tracking them for so long, is a country that never goes back when it makes any territorial gains. This is a country that takes territorial gains and expansionism extremely seriously. So when it makes certain gains, it always sits on that. And the map that Ankit showed you was very much in keeping with China asserting its territorial dominance, trying to establish that this was its own territory, and therefore the fact that China has scrubbed this complete map and this Mandarin text clean as part of its commitment to this pullback sends out a huge message of how India has been able to push China back. There are many questions about how far India has been pushed back, but this is an incredible message about India's assertiveness, the fact that India has been able to commit a very, very unpredictable adversary into really putting its money where its mouth is and removing all of this. Here's another picture, Ankit, amazing. Finger 6. Just look at the, first of all, I want to draw viewers to the unbelievable clarity of this satellite imagery. Just look at it. You can see every shadow, every angle, every wall of the kind of infrastructure that has been built here. They're actually dug out areas where some of these things have been built. You can see military vehicles there. You know, some of these may be housing some kind of weapon facilities. We don't know. Lots of fuel and infrastructure, Ankit. And here, I mean, it's gone. It's almost like it's been bombed. You can see practically see the bulldozer marks here, Ankit, where they've removed everything and just taken it back.
What these images also tell us, Shiv, is that this process is very solid. Let me tell you why. Now, suppose tomorrow PLA decides that, okay, we are not going to honor this agreement like we did in Galwan in June, and we are going to come back, sneak into Finger area once again, and re-establish these camps. Now, what PLA or the agreement between Indian Army and the PLA has ensured is that not only these temporary shelters have been removed, you know, you can see these images. You cannot just go back and overnight set up all this infrastructure in one day, right?
Yes.
The plane is not, the plane is not there. These boundaries were made to make these camps stand for months.
Yeah.
Now you cannot
These
go
look
back.
like permanent defenses.
Permanent defenses.
Yeah.
Now you cannot go back and create these within 1 or 2 days. This will take time. So these images once again confirm that this process is here to stay.
Yeah.
It's a solid deal. It's a big success on parts of military leaders, on parts of Indian diplomats. You know, one of the other things which I always wished was that we should have, this kind of things when Kargil happened, right? We did not have. Now, in the day and age of commercial satellite imagery, let me tell you something about this, how it works. These images are captured by Maxar, which is a US space firm. It's Worldview Satellite 3.
Yes.
The resolution of this image is...
Incredible clarity.
The resolution of this image is close to 1 meter, which means that every pixel of this picture represents a meter. That is extremely sharp. The military grade satellite images goes beyond that, but this is as far as we are allowed to show.
Ankit, tell me something. Today is going to be the big review in Ladakh. In fact, as we speak right now, the leadership of the Army's Northern Command is going to be meeting with the Chinese side to vet the progress that's been made during the disengagement. Ankit, is it not true that these are the images that perhaps will be shared between both sides, basically to verify and validate that the disengagement is progressing well, and then the two sides can actually move to the next level? And if these are the images that are going to be shared, I would dare say that India is going to be quite satisfied. We don't know about some of the other areas, but these pictures that we're looking at clearly show that the Chinese have retreated.
I think these images are definitely going to be part of the negotiation process. I think one of the images, the visuals that Indian Army yesterday released, what my guess is that a drone camera was used, because you can, see it from the angle that it was captured. And one of the pictures that I tried to geolocate, I think that covered the area between finger 8 and a road beyond finger 8, which means that drone camera as part of the negotiation process has been agreed to establish the proof of disengagement.
So this is the kind of mutual...
Right. Because that is because India will not go back to what happened on June 15. Absolutely. India trusted somebody's word on June 15, and we had to pay a very heavy price. Now Indian side, Indian military leadership, Indian diplomatic leadership will rely on solid evidence. What it also says is, it sets the standard for what India expects in Depsang.
Well, this is very reassuring. This is extremely reassuring, Ankit, because this shows that India not only has the will and the decisive power to ensure that commitments are being kept to, but also that it has the technology to vet all of these, whether it's drones, satellites, ground cameras. What Ankit has established here is that the Indian Army has a hawk's eye on everything that's happening. There's no question of trust. We will only trust what we see, and that's what these images actually establish. Ankit, thank you very much for joining me on this. Chaiti, it's back to you. Big breaking here on India Today.
Absolutely, that's a big breaking coming in right here. It's an India Today exclusive. Shiv Aroor getting us all those details and explaining those visuals for your benefit in much detail as well. We'll keep coming back to this and get you more reactions on this exclusive story that we've broken here on India Today. For now,
hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.